My name is Hamid Anghaei. I'm a military member and I work at the base here, Square Mile base. I'm a logistician. I kind of run the shipping, receiving department of the base. So we ship a lot of stuff out, we receive the stuff in, we distribute among the units, and all the logistics of the base. About 6 years ago, I think, I listened to a lot of CBCs, and there was a lady, I don't remember, Joanne, something like that, I don't remember the exact name. She was from Senior Serving Seniors, and she was on the radio talking about the services that the senior SSS provides. And at the end, she gave out the phone number, and she said if anybody wants to volunteer, they can call. So I saved that number, I called, and I met a lady for orientation, and then from there I started doing as much as I could, because I work full time, obviously, and I have 2 children to take care of, so it's not that easy. But whenever I have time, I try to not to be, cheap with my time. I try to be generous. I am probably kind of old-fashioned guy, but some people call me crazy, but I don't think the money is everything. There are things besides the money. Obviously, we all work for money. That's a given. But it's not like, because there are different people. Some people, all the moves they make, it's about how much benefits them financially, and you can't blame them, obviously. That's their prerogative. But I try to connect with people and help people out, because and part of it is my background, the culture, because in our culture we take care of our elderly, and because my parents are not here, they live back home, so I have nobody here to provide care for. So whenever I have time, sure, I can do that for other people, and hopefully it recycles back, or those people can provide to other people. And the other problem is that if we don't do the things we do, the young generation never learns that they have to do these things, because everybody leads by example. If we donate our time or sometimes money or whatever to other people, it teaches the young generation that this is part of humanity. There was a gentleman who was like about 80 something, and I brought him to the doctor, and he asked me to stay there. So I stayed, and I brought him back home. We talked a lot because he was a veteran of the Second World War. So that conversation is vivid in my mind, and about the friendship, camaraderie, and how the war was going, and when he joined, and when he came back. So he remembered all of those dates very vividly, and I remember that conversation. And another thing is, there was another lady who I never saw. I always dropped the groceries and stuff like that at her house, and her tenant would bring it to her. So he would pick up the groceries and bring it to her. But I could hear, she said thank you from the bed, but I never saw her. I would say that if anybody can volunteer, not only with Senior Serving Seniors, with any organization or whatever, they should consider doing that, because it's not only they feel good after for themselves, but they would help a lot of people that need help, that would go otherwise without help. And because the government help or organizational help is limited, and sometimes people fall into crack. And probably it's easy for me to say, but don't worry about money. If you have to donate money to charities or people or whatever, don't worry about it. You make it back. It's very hard to quantify what you get back. Most of the time, this kind of self-satisfaction and the kind of that you did the good deed of the day, that is what you get back. And the rest is not quantifiable and is not tangible, but obviously in the system that we live in, if you give, you get something back eventually.